Hello everyone, and welcome to Day Job. I am your host, Code Marvelous, and today we're going to be doing a AgInfusion deck that's based on the Spags Infusion. It's done really well at a few tournaments, so I've moved off of my Grail-based deck to give this a go. So let's see how we do. Hope everybody had a nice weekend, and welcome back. I did do an impromptu stream with Cipher Haley yesterday. That went pretty decently. Turns out if your opponents never have any ice, things go pretty well for you. Oh, I have to shift F5. Have fun storming the castle. Let's do it. Mulligan. We need ice in the opener. Alright, so let's do that. Morning, Paul. Morning, Seeds. Why isn't the music playing, I wonder? What's going on with my audio? Can everybody hear me? Hello? I guess everybody will tell me if they can't hear me, right? Because my music isn't coming through at all. And I don't know why. Very strange. Yeah, I'll deal with that in a second. We're getting there. Hello. What is going on with my sound? Oh well. I feel good about how that went. Yeah, I don't know. There we go. Hopefully you all can hear the music now. Welcome, Matt. The real question is, do I have enough Niseis in hand? I don't think that I do. There can never be enough Niseis. So, our opponent is kind of slowly running out of steam, which I'm a pretty big fan of. They don't have a code gate breaker. It got surprisingly flooded. So, because they would have to at least get a code gate breaker down, they're not going to have the clicks to get... Nope, nope, never mind. But we can just throw them. And now we do this. Oh, to my... There we go. So now we got the Nisei. Things get pretty good when you've got a scored Nisei. Fisking me is probably not the best plan. So as long as we have a piece of ice on this remote to be able to throw them off, they're not going to be able to get through the Fairchild until they have a proper code gate breaker down. So that's pretty exciting. You just going to let it fire? So our opponent has $0. So now I just bet one and they can't get in. Well, we're glad you're here, Undead. Thanks for joining us. So we know that they're on Maker's Eye, so we're going to have a bit of a setup turn. We're going to hedge, we're going to Chrysium R&D, and then we're going to get the other Caprice into server 1. Then we're going to pitch the GFI for now. And then next turn, yeah, okay, so next turn we put this on server 1 just as basically a hit point. We put that in server 1 and we advance it once. Snack door. I'll allow them to waste an entire turn. Checking our hand. Oh, that's pretty cute. The subliminal messagings are surprisingly good in this deck. Better than I thought they would be, that is for sure. So, if our opponent goes for this Philotic, we'll toss them around, but we're not going to use Nisei tokens for it. Nice. What are you thinking of playing, Undead? Yeah, I mean, the Fairchild on a remote against like a central only style Gabe deck is pretty rough. Because now we're just going to keep armoring up until we find the next agenda. Excuse me. Hi, there it is. I found the original background that I was going to use for this stream. There we go. So now we're gonna be spicy. We're gonna put that in server 1. I'm gonna put that on server 1. And then we're gonna friends in high places the GFI into server 1 along with the other one of the other caprices. And just say, come get it. I mean, okay. That is a great use of an Nisei token if ever there was one. Bad call. Looking for the inside job, I imagine. I'll let them have the access because I'm not a heartless monster. So here's the problem that our opponent is going to have. The first click that they run, this remote, I'm throwing them into this Fairchild that they can't do anything about. Oh, or I could just do this. And that solves the problem pretty easily. Against criminals. Alright, let's find another game, shall we? So I did a little Googling, and it looks like Chiashi, as near as I can figure, is kind of it's an antiquated Japanese word that means fortress, specifically referring to a style of fortress used by the indigenous, non-Korean descended Japanese. All right, let's find ourselves an opponent. Well, I have everybody here. I'd like to, as always, remind everyone that everything that's going on with the channel, all the increased content would only be possible because of the help of our patrons, especially Matt Bruner, Kyle Erbach, Paul Gillibrand, Chairman Hero, Ryan Perry, Dan Foria, C. Kirk, Chris Perez, and Lori Plant, and then everyone else who is at the $1 and $5 level as well. All of you have just given me a tremendous amount of support, and I really appreciate it. Link is in the show notes below. There's rewards for all the different tiers, and if a monthly donation isn't your thing, I also have a tip jar now where you can give me a one-time tip just to kind of help me run the channel. So check it out. We got a couple more tournaments to stream in the month of August, and we'll probably do another independent event with prize support in September. All that's being funded from the money from the Patreon. I've been coughing for like 2 weeks. I caught viral bronchitis, and I'm still just getting rid of all the stuff out of my chest. We started about 25 minutes ago, item finder. Noise, this should be exciting. I think we keep this. I have not played against Noise with this type of deck. That's a gutsy first turn medium. Oh, well, they get an agenda, so joke's on me, I guess. Oh, why wouldn't I just pay 2? That was stupid. Nothing there for you. Hopefully we're going to be able to get enough room to stabilize before things get real weird. Because Noise is extremely disruptive to Glacier style decks. I need some end the run ice so I can start rushing. Yeah, if anybody's got any home remedies for how to get this shit, like, I don't feel sick anymore. I just had crap in my lungs for like 2 weeks. We're getting there. Peace in our time. Man, our opponent is just shredding our money cards. Oh my god, with these floods we're getting in both games. Good grief. We gotta just go fast. Try to rush it out, right? That's the plan. Oh, you're gonna go that way. Okay. What is he doing? Hang on, hang on. So our opponent gets the Philotic. Alright, so our Jacksons are quickly going into the Phantom Zone, so that's kind of problematic. I am looking at getting into L5R. I'm looking forward to it. That piece. Okay, so things are getting weird. They haven't milled any agendas. They've just basically milled everything else. Right. We gotta go for it. We do not have much of a choice here. They didn't get anything. Good game. Yeah, I played the original game a lot. I played Lion and Crane. It was probably right after I played Magic as a very young kid. L5R was probably my first game that I really delved into full strength. Spags and I also realized that we knew each other indirectly because we were both involved with the tournament scene back then with different names. And it just only dawned on us once the announcements and things started coming out for L5R that we had previously been involved in the same community together. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The art looks amazing. I'm interested to play the game again with some new balancing and with the removal of rarity. That's the thing. One of my favorite things about the deck building in the living card game is you don't have to be like, wow, I built this incredible deck, but I can't afford the $600 for 3 copies of this card, so I can't play it. I like that you're not hamstrung. You know, that looks pretty okay. That looks pretty definitely okay. What do you mean clan partisanship? I mean, yeah, I mean, rarity, sir. So, I guess what you mean is, yeah, in L5R, we often would pick one or maybe two clans, and then that would be all you would play. Because you couldn't find enough rares, of enough of the good cards to really play multiple factions. And the other thing is excuse me, the other thing was that in Legend of the Five Rings, tournaments often had narrative components as part of their whole thing, where you know, if a certain faction won a tournament, a series of tournaments in all the different locations, they would count not just who won the actual tournaments, but like what factions placed in what place. They would aggregate that, and then that faction, if they won major tournaments, would get to like put a card of their choice on the restricted list, right? So the idea being that like that heroic character has been assassinated or has been captured by another faction and now can't be played. So there was real deal stuff that you got as part of playing the game. So I don't know if they're going to integrate stuff like that. I would really like it if they put some of that back into the game, where you have the ability to affect your opponent, like not like a terminal directive, but like I won this game, I won the first game in our series, so you lose the effect of a province of my choice, or I choose like a lieutenant level character and you can't use him in the or her in the next battle. Doom Trooper, there's a game I haven't heard in a long time. What a game that was. My brother played a ton of that game. No, I have not tried. The real question is, how will I scorch an L5R? There's a bunch of like fire oil, like assault weapon cards for the Crab Clan, because they fight monsters, so they don't super care about being honorable. So I think we gotta get while the getting's good here, and just maybe try to jam out a Future Perfect, or is that a dumb idea? Oh, they're gonna let us res something. Perfect. Well, then things get a lot better. Use that Dean Lister. Okay, so the Dean Lister is now gone. So we're just gonna jam. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Undead. That Future Perfect score is pretty good. So one of the neat things that's going to come as a side effect of playing against Geist is obviously they're going to have turns where they're going to be able to walk all over us, but we're also going to be able to kind of plot the tempo of whether or not we're in danger. Yeah, Geist makes tremendous use of Dean Lister. There he is. All right, we gotta get a Caprice down, or a baddie, preferably a Caprice. Fine then. Oh, why did I cover? Oh well. That was very, very unwise of me. I'm really hoping it's coffee. All right. So you can only be listed by the deans once. Let's draw. We need to set up a double Chiashi remote. I'm a coffee guy, undead. There has to be a levy in here somewhere. If there isn't a levy, we just win. There it is. What I'm really hoping is we can get our opponent to sure. Or they'll just let us have it. That also works. So now this is actually rezzed, so we can force this to be a threat. Don't hit an agenda. Before anything weird happens. Oh, right. Oh, this is going to be pretty good. Oh, the listers in the trash. The listers are in the trash. That's very good for us. So there's going to be a rumor mill, because that's what that same old thing is for. We have to make sure we play around it. Hopefully they're not a double levy deck. If they're a double levy deck, then this is going to be pretty rough. Probably a double levy deck. Maybe not. They have the rumor mill. And that's a lot of influence. So that's 5, 6, 7. That was an unwise call. We really just need an agenda to jam. Like, these are the days of our lives where we actually have an advantage. I didn't have 2 clicks left, did I? Oh no, yeah, that was my fault. I only lost 1 click. We just need an agenda. We have everything we need to jam out and win this game, and we just can't do it. Deck won't give us an agenda. Because they now can't break swordsman. So, if they run, we just need any agenda to be able to put in here. Yep, we're probably going to lose off this pull. These are the days of our lives. This is some tense stuff. Okay. Flatline. Wow, what a finish. The reasoning behind the Future Perfect is I'm keeping the original list intact. If I had made this list myself, it probably would be an Obokata protocol. But I was playing the original list as it appeared on NetRunnerDB. You could see the write-up in the show notes. So, what do we play? 3 games, 3 wins? AgInfusion is a hell of a drug. Hey, Swordsman is a surprisingly good ice right now, especially if, you know, you can put a Chiashi behind it. With Geist here, our opponent did get somewhat unlucky, and we were able to basically wait out their ability to break big strength ice, and the fact that the other run through Chiashi yielded us a mill of the Dean Listers on the second pass is what gave us the game, as the Dean Listers were the card that would allow them to get into this server. But yeah, it's a solid deck. Chiashi is a ton of fun to play, and it's definitely a lot of power there, but it's a tactical build. Like, it's not an autopilot kind of deck. You have to manage your resources well, especially in the mid game. You have to know when to burn ice. You have to know how to bait your opponent into wasting resources. Yeah, Undead. Mammon is an interesting, but I think powerful include in a Geist deck, because you do have all that money to toss into it, which is pretty good. And it can cover you not having the correct breaker B&E tool at the time. Alright, well, this has been a pretty good way to start my week. Everybody who's here, thank you very much for joining me and taking time out of your Monday. And until we see you all again, always be running.